The wheel of life typically has four main parts to the circle in the middle. Yes, we have the outer part, which is the demon of death and impermanence outside, holding this disc in his mouth, ready to swallow it, an indication of impermanence, and death can come at any moment. Now for the disc, there's four main parts that we typically see. We have the very inner part, the center, which has a pig, a snake, and a bird. And in the original source text, in Sanskrit, it should also have an image of the Buddha. But then we have a slightly outer circle around that, which is really depicting the movement of beings through samsara, through suffering based on karma, good deeds and or bad deeds. Around that we have the five. Traditionally, it's five sections depicting the gods, humans, animals, ghosts, and hell beings. And then around that we have 12 smaller images which depict the 12 links of dependent arising. Now, what I want to bring your attention to is not the central disc with the pig, snake, and bird, but immediately around that, with many paintings of the Wheel of Life, we will have a white section and a black section, and then we'll have human beings moving upward, and we'll have human beings upside down moving downwards. And this is showing that some beings who commit bad deeds go to hell. And of course, hell in Buddhism is not hell as in Judeo-Christian religions. It's hell in Buddhism is more like purgatory. It's just a temporary condition. It's not a permanent condition. And the same with the ghost realm. Now, the important thing I want to draw your attention to here is not all Wheel of Life paintings have this section, this second sort of circle, this second rim for depicting karma or actions. And it's I can't explain why it's included in some and not included in others, but I can say that it is the text translated into English from the Chinese is a little bit confusing. The Chinese text was translated earlier than the Tibetan text. I believe the Sanskrit might be lost, but I've not actually read, I don't have the book, I haven't read the Tibetan yet, so I don't know how close it is with the Chinese, early translated Chinese version. But the Chinese version, we have several early Wheel of Life depictions. We have the Dazu Grotto, which with the largest rock relief, stone relief, Wheel of Life, and then we have at least one example in Dunhuang. Now, for the Dazu example, this rim, as it's explained, depicting karma, is put on the outside of the Wheel of Life. So it is the last ring outside of the 12 links of dependent arising. So we see this very clearly with the Dazu example. But with the Tibetan examples, we don't have that. We never see this causation, sort of the karma wheel on the outside of the dependent arising. But with Himalayan art depictions, we do find a number of examples that just don't have this at all. So whether or not it's due to confusion in translation or interpretation, I don't know, but the majority of Himalayan depictions do have it, but you should be aware that some don't. And it's really interesting to come across these and to see the differences, because there are many differences in how Wheel of Life depictions are done. And the majority of Wheel of Life depictions that are done today do not even follow exactly the original source text out of the Vinaya, the Vinaya Vibhanga text of the Mulasarvastivadins. So it's just very interesting to note these differences which can be regional, they can be chronological, and they can be just interpretive as well. So press the like button. You can subscribe, you can ask questions, but please join Horror on Patreon, help support the work we do. We have longer videos on Patreon, we have unpublished articles, and we have images before they go up onto the Horror website. Depending on time and resources, we of course always try and put new images on Horror on the main website. But Horror on Patreon is for people that want to dive a little bit deeper into some of these subjects.